right. Just going?
Yeah. That's a perfect segue.
I love the.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Hey, everyone. Welcome back to I Quit My Band. How's everyone doing tonight?
Stellar.
Good.
Yeah. This is good when you asked
Giving me the fucking...
11 minutes ago.
They're not supposed to know that.
Dude, continuity.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm
God. I think I'm ruining the show.
sorry. Well, you are. I'm just helping.
Yeah, thanks, everyone, for joining. We're just...
We're riffing out here.
We're riffing out here. This is a different setup for us tonight, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, we had to call an audible.
We had to call a little bit of an audible,
Yeah.
but there is still some stuff to cover that happened this week. Before we get into it, go follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, go listen to the episodes on Spotify. They're back.
Oh, are they?
They're back.
Figured that out. So that one guy.
Not really, almost. I mean, the Linkin Park episode went clean. Other episode, not so clean. Had to upload it like 4 times without the video. So
What the fuck?
I don't know what's going on with that. But we're just going to, if we can't do it, we'll just upload the audio only.
Yeah.
So we'll just do that. So Spotify, subscribe on Patreon for $5. You can get some bonus content where we run through tracks like we did on our last episode that was just posted on YouTube. That was called A Bro Looked at Me.
Our new album.
Our new
bit.
Yeah.
It's a great bit from
yeah.
the new episode.
Yeah.
So go check out A Bro Looked at Me. That's the kind of stuff you see at Patreon. So that's kind of like a preview of what you get over there. So go do that and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. But yeah, some stuff happened this week. Some big music drops happened this week.
Yeah.
We were going to talk about both of them, I think, before we had to call it audible, but I think it's funnier to maybe talk about the connection between the two records.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we had originally slated that we were going to review the Father John Misty album, which I don't think any of us were particularly excited about.
No.
I've projected pretty adamant disdain for Father John Misty.
You did, like to the point where I found myself defending him, and I'm
Yeah.
not like the hugest fan.
Well,
You
and
were
then
just so vitriolic.
And I kind of felt a little bad because then I remembered that was your first dance with your wife.
It was.
But still don't like him. So
so we were planning on
just standing
during
by
my
it.
first dance with my wife. Just, boo!
Yeah. Bogus song choice.
Song sucks.
No, I
put
don't
on sleep.
Yeah, right. Token.
Okay. Oh, damn.
Oh yeah. No, I just don't like him, the person, that much.
Yeah, he's a very. I mean, I think he's kind of like.
I Love You,
himself.
Honey Bear is a cool song. Or
I mean,
whatever.
that's a great album
Yeah.
if you're a fan. You know,
Yeah.
like if you're not a fan, you probably won't love it. But I love that album. Fear Fun is a great record. Pure Comedy, also regarded as a great record. Then he just kind of started falling off a little bit. God's Favorite Customer was like kind of middle of the road, and then Chloe in the New 21st Century, I think, was his last album that he put out, and people were the next 20th century is what it's called. I don't think people were very keen on that one.
Mm-mm.
I saw him on that tour, and it was definitely like it was a play the hits show.
Oh,
it was
okay.
a quit your bullshit show.
That's cool.
Play Honey Bear.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't cool. It was like
you wanted him to do that.
It was
he didn't do
yeah,
that.
and he didn't.
Oh, okay.
Do that. Yeah. It was quit fucking around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's got this new record out called
Mahashmashana.
Mahashmashana. Okay, I think that might be wrong, but
I think-
Mahashmashana.
No, I think it is right. 'cause
Someone
he
fact
says
check
it-
us on that.
He says it in the song, which
Okay.
is the only way that I knew how to say it.
Mahashmashana. Yeah, that's what it is.
How's it spelled?
I'm not gonna get into
Don't
that.
worry about it. But I will say I did end up listening to it when we were going to review it. We're not because we
Yeah.
booked an interview instead.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was
Whoa.
like a return to form, a good bit from because I thought Pure Comedy had its moments, but like a little too Elton John and stretched out. There's always going to be a little Elton John in Father John, but I thought that like
Elton John Misty.
yeah, I felt like these songs switched up the sound more than others, like where like I could actually like distinguish different parts of the record, whereas some of the other ones, it just kind of
felt like a flat line. Yeah, I mean, I didn't quite listen to the whole thing yet because I was like, oh, we don't need to talk about this. And I was kind of getting bored with it because the first song is 9.5 minutes. And it's kind of a quick 9.5, honestly. If you're like at work,
it's not like a Metallica 9.5.
It's not a Metallica 9.5. There was some good standouts. Like I thought, like She Cleans Up was a fun groove. That first one's not bad. Mental Health was another fun one. Josh Tillman and the Accidental Dose. I was kind of like okay on. I got to listen to the rest of it, but Screamland, I'm still like what is going on?
It's my least favorite song on the record.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that kind of that says a lot because that was their first single. And
yeah.
That's kind of what I judged it off of. So yeah, I will like eventually listen to the whole thing.
8 songs, 50 minutes.
It's a long one.
It's kind of dense.
It's dense
for 8 songs.
Yeah. So Father John's new album is out, Mahashmashana. Go check that out if you want to. But funny enough, another album dropped on that day, and it was Kendrick Lamar of all people.
Again.
Kendrick Lamar's new surprise drop. Really no evidence that this would happen at all.
No, I mean, he was busy just, like, burying Drake, like, 20 feet under.
So, you know that you've won a rap beef when now he's getting lawyers involved.
Yeah.
He's like,
he was
suing
so
the
mean.
record label.
Yeah.
He was so mean to him.
Sue him for being mean to me. That's not nice.
Your Honor, he was being mean.
He was being really a little too mean. He took it over the line.
He said not nice things about me.
I'd like that the lawsuit isn't like false claims of being a pedophile. It's like you used bots to get more streams. It's like I still won't deny anything you said about me.
Everything you said was true.
But
the way you did it
was really fucked up.
Try being a lamer guy. Like, maybe the lamest.
Drake is the lamest guy.
Oh, my God.
So Father John Misty drops an album.
And that's like a big... It's Father John.
In the indie world, doesn't get much bigger.
It's a big deal.
And then no one cared by noon.
No one cared at all by noon.
Literally, if you're like in the just like the general popular music sphere, indie sphere, it's like whatever. Like the normies are here, and then if you're anywhere within that, that happening was so funny.
It's so funny. I was even thinking it at the time. I was like, oh shit. I was like, Father John probably is kicking himself right now. And it was funny to find out that he's been kicking himself. For years. This has happened. Father John Misty and Kendrick Lamar have released albums on the same day in 2012, 2015, and 2017. And is that it? Am I missing another one?
But I think that like within the same month in like a couple other ones too.
Really?
Yeah.
Within the same month?
Yes.
Wow.
Which is fucking crazy.
Hilarious.
Like what? It's almost looking like, one is a coincidence, maybe 2. Oops, we're on similar album cycles, whatever. And then by the third one, it starts to feel strategic.
Yeah. When you find out that Not Like Us is about Josh Tillman.
He's crip walking on a piano.
Yeah. He's like, pretentious motherfucker.
It's so funny.
That'd be awesome, dude.
He's just been this whole time. He's like, Drake, who? I hate this motherfucker on the piano.
You guys thought I was talking about Drake? That guy, Father John Misty.
He calls himself Father, dude.
Yeah. Certified. I don't even know what to say.
Certified. Wait, no.
Dropping in albums, probably a snoozer.
He's probably a snoozer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certified honey bear.
Certified honey bear. Certified. I don't even want to. I can't say the word. I don't want to. I don't want to drop the P word on Father John.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
He's not that.
He's not that.
No, he's not.
That.
He's
pretentious.
Pretentious.
Is the P word that you would use.
Yes.
Different P word for Drake, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yes. The different P words used for Father John and Drake.
Yeah.
But it's just so fucking funny that it happened that many times, and I think people were making mentions of it on Twitter, and he responded and was like, "It's okay. It's only happened like these years."
He's like, it's only happened 5 other times. And I think at least one other of those was surprise release because
Wasn't Damn surprise release too?
I'm almost positive T-Pap was a surprise release, and I think Untitled Unmastered was.
Oh, that
I remember
surprise
that
release
one being
as
a
well.
surprise
Forgot about
release,
that
yeah.
one. Yeah.
So yeah, he surprise releases a good bit.
Yeah.
It's kind
And
of
then
his
just
thing.
like Tillman's like looking either
Yeah.
way. He's like, it's safe.
It's safe. We
Go
can
out
do
there.
it.
No, not quite.
No, get wrecked.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Well, it is funny too. Like one of the most like popular and successful rappers of our time is choosing his spots. So I mean, maybe haphazardly, but like what Kendrick does, take the current albums of each of them out of it. What Kendrick does is so much more badass in general than what Father John is putting out there. You know, like this heartfelt, like whatever, like
Dude.
pretentious nerd, whatever guy.
The second I heard Kendrick dropped an album, I dropped Father John like a sack
Yeah.
of potatoes. I was like, oh,
That wasn't even close. You danced at your wedding. You've seen Father John. You saw that the follow up to Not Like Us came. You're like,
you're like, yeah. Okay, yeah, Mahashmashana, fuck off.
I'm not gonna listen to it anymore. I know that.
That's good. That's the title of the segment.
Fuck
Mahashmashana.
suck my balls, okay? We're not.
K-Dot's back.
K-Dot is back. Oh, I needed new K-Dot. I've been dying.
But yeah, anyways, the Kendrick album's called GNX.
Yeah, I have
This
it playing
song,
right now.
I'm not that into the album. in
Okay.
general. I'm not like super into it.
See, I'm
Really?
Go ahead.
But this song goes unbelievably hard as an
Yes.
opener.
This song does go unbelievable.
And then Squabble Up also does it
Squabble
for me.
Up's great.
Squabble Up's
Yep.
great. No, this is like exactly what I wanted from Kendrick Lamar.
Yes.
In my opinion, like I admire his ability to get as creative as he does on like something like Mr. Morale.
Yeah.
But that noise alone,
It's so hard.
You mean with
so good. I know,
I'm like,
dude.
excuse me.
Oh man.
But yeah, it's like I don't know if he's made something this fun to listen to since. I mean, parts of Damn were fun to listen to,
Yeah.
but I think that these songs are even better. Like Luther is so good.
Very good.
Reincarnated is great. I love Peekaboo.
Peekaboo's great. I like TV Off a lot.
Yeah.
Dodger Blue. I mean, I really.
Man at the Garden is fucking sick.
Yes.
I mean, front to back, it is really, really good.
I thought the same. I really enjoyed it, and what you said, like, it is exactly what I wanted from Kendrick Lamar. Like, Mr. Morale was like, it was more of like this artistic statement that I didn't want from him. You know, like
There was like skits in it, like a
Yeah.
lot of skits. Or
it was
whatever.
it had a little bit too much social commentary,
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, I know that's, important.
It's kind of his thing.
Yeah, it's his thing. It's important to him, but I kind of just wanted to hear something that wasn't like I didn't even want another To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah.
I was like, let's get Damn again, but just something just a little bit more hard and like grabs that like energy and anger that he was showing on the Kendrick diss track. I mean the Drake diss tracks.
Yeah, the somebody put a really good comparison online, and it was to Denzel Curry's Zoo.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's exactly like that.
Yeah, because like Denzel Curry's Zoo is like about like Miami. It's about
Yeah.
South Florida, and it's like inspired by the sound of that region.
Yeah.
And before that he had made Taboo, which is like a much more grandiose, creative statement. But it was just him going to those familiar sounds and putting like fucking killer bars over.
Yeah.
And this feels like his version of that, like taking all these sounds that you think of when you think of LA
Yeah,
and just spitting.
yeah, it's just named after a car.
Yeah,
nothing
and
big.
Grand Nash.
Yeah.
Picture is him and a car.
Yeah.
Like that's sick.
It's just nothing. There's no statement other than just this fucking kicks ass. It's gonna kick your ass. Some of these hooks are great. Like the Squabble Up hook is fucking
Squabble
awesome.
Up is good.
There's some great features too.
I think what separates me from this, and it doesn't from like Tyler's latest release, which these are vastly different albums, but like there's way more like, you know, singing and refrains and shit in that, but this is like a bar fest.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bar
Straight
fest,
bars,
yeah.
which like that's kind of more Kendrick's thing anyways. He's like a very talented, like skilled like he does many different cadences and whatever rhyme schemes, blah blah blah. So anyways, but yeah, that's why I feel like I was lost on this maybe a bit more than other stuff, but I also didn't really like Mr. Morale that much either. So
I thought that the production was very interesting, like the way like he chopped up like jazz and blues and stuff like that. It was like
Yeah.
very organic sounding at times,
Yeah.
which you don't think of typically with a hip hop album. But I remember listening to it like 3 times
yeah,
and liking it, but I can't remember anything on that record.
No,
I feel
I
the
can't
same way
either.
about it. If
Yeah.
like nothing's going to stick, like to me, I'm going back to Whacked Out Murals and Squabble Up and Peekaboo.
Squabble Up,
Like
dude.
I don't remember really anything off of Mr. Morale aside from that skit that he did that was like very like just
an argument.
the argument that's like
It's not even
very,
a skit, it's like a 5-minute long song.
the
Sucks.
5-minute long song that like
I mean,
is-
it doesn't suck. It's like cool, but
it's
like,
hard to forget just because it is there.
It's
Yeah.
bothersome.
but it's
Yeah.
also hard to listen
It's hard
to.
to
Yeah.
listen to. It's hard to get through because
Yeah.
you're just like, fuck, this is like ridiculous.
This is so
Yeah.
real.
It's very real.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, everything he does is a flex.
Yeah.
Like nobody else can release music like him. Nobody
No.
else can just like, it's Friday, here's my album.
Yeah.
It's the #1 album in the country.
Yeah.
But also to not put Not Like Us on, your biggest song of all time.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's not even going to be on
It's
the
not
album.
going to be on the album.
The
Yeah.
album is going to be a victory lap of me
Yeah.
stomping a mud hole in Drake's ass, and I'm
Yeah.
not even going to like give him the satisfaction of it
mud
being on the album, Dude, Stone Cold style.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
2024 may be the year of victory laps because Jack White's doing the same thing. You know,
Kendrick and Jack White
they're
are coming after Father John and Drake.
I mean,
Father John and Drake at
Father
the team
John,
up now.
Drake, and the Black Keys.
Yeah, they really are.
Stomped on. Although, like
Yeah, Black
Kendrick,
Keys is probably
like
better.
I'm talking about Jack in a context of like he was like, like losing my interest and whatever, and then shot right back
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Kendrick was never in that place. He's always interesting,
Yeah, he
You
really
know?
is always interesting.
and he's so mysterious. And like, I remember when he performed on that halftime show of the Super Bowl a few years ago, he was easily the coolest part. And there was like legendary rappers like fucking Snoop Dogg and Jay-Z, but like he was the coolest part. And he was wearing like a crown of thorns. I think he was promoting Damn at the time or something.
No, that would have been Mr. Morale because he has
Mr.
the
Morale. Yeah,
crown
yeah,
of
yeah,
thorns
yeah,
on
yeah.
Mr. Morale.
Yeah.
I thought the coolest part was 50 Cent hanging upside down.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Rapping
in the
upside down.
club video.
Throwback to In the Club.
Yeah.
But also just like 30 pounds heavier too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, make sure that harness
Yeah.
is
Make
secure.
sure you got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kendrick is like the one of the only artists I remember having like the same exact. It's funny because like it's an exact contrast to Father John Misty, but Kendrick having the same exact hype for him. Like when I was in like college, like 10 years ago, like people being just as amped about Kendrick as they are now. Father John, people were really amped about him when I was in college. Don't hear so much anymore. You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, really from Good Kid, Mad City. And that's still my favorite of his
Yeah.
albums.
Yeah.
But he has been able to maintain that like momentum, and a lot of
Yeah.
it is kind of how he releases music. Cause,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
like some people don't like Damn that much, and
I like Damn.
and Mr. Morale, I think that some people are like not sold on, but like he does a good job of like gauging the temperature of like what he might need to do
Yeah.
creatively, and
Yeah.
then he does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've put the boots to Father John pretty hard, but I did enjoy the record. I just want to go on. You're like, you're not.
It still sucks. No, I'm just kidding.
He ain't dead
He
yet.
Yeah, I'm sorry to just keep. We've shit on Father John a lot, but I did go see him, and his song was the first dance at my wedding.
I don't
So,
know. It is odd the
important figure in this
relationship,
household.
the relationship you have with this man.
It is, and
You're
also
I
like
love him. You know, he was an important part of the most important day of my life, but I just want to see him fail.
I just want to see.
I don't. Well, I think
It's
what's
funny to watch him do so poorly.
Spin Zone what I admire most about his take is that he still stays committed to being a music critic after, even though there's so much sentimentality involved with that guy.
Yeah.
You still are riding for the game, brother.
Exactly, dude. If we were actually going to run into Jack Antonoff the weekend of my wedding, I was going to tell him to his face. Wasn't a fan of the last album.
Hey man, hey.
It's amazing to see you
It's
here.
amazing to see. I couldn't wait to tell you
Your record.
you gave your album a dog shit out of 10.
He's like, out of what?
Excuse
What does
me?
that mean?
I
Out of
canceled
10?
things to
I
be
think-
here.
I think Jack Antonoff produced some of this record.
Did he really? Oh, God.
Yeah.
So revise your. I have to double check that, but I thought I read that.
Antonoff is everywhere. He is omnipresent in the music
He really is.
industry.
Like, you just never know when he's going to pop up.
He probably was an extra in Wicked.
He was
Yeah,
in,
Jack
like,
Antonoff has a producing credit on every track of GNX.
God
Oh my
damn
God.
it, dude. The motherfucker is everywhere.
You know what, Father John?
Father John, actually,
Yeah.
he's pretty good. Now, I think we did end, even though we gave the last Bleachers album a dog shit out of 10, I kind of remember giving Antonoff his flowers. We've kind of turned around on him a little bit.
Well, sort of. I think like we can recognize that when he does a track well,
Yeah.
it does sound cool. Like,
Yeah.
like some of the St. Vincent stuff sounds really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I think he worked on some of the. We didn't talk about the album, obviously. Why would we? But the Sabrina Carpenter record, I think he worked a little bit
Yeah.
on. And like I saw a video of him breaking down some of like the production things that he did and like songwriting shit, and it's very impressive. And that one
Yeah.
sounds fine. You know?
He has like a signature sound for some records that are huge, and then like there's some records where people don't even realize that he did anything on that sounded great.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, well, what about this like Taylor Swift album that sounds like
Awful.
washed out, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, it is confusing.
It
It's a
is.
confusing dynamic.
Like I would
for
have
him.
not thought that was Jack Antonoff because
No,
this
not at
record
all.
sounds awesome.
Well, and there's
Yeah, it
like
does.
he's a confusing producer because like Albini, if you call him a producer, he's more of an engineer, but whatever. Like and it's not like a negative on Albini, but you can tell when he has worked on a thing.
Mm-hmm.
He has like a consistent shtick or an aesthetic, and he chooses his spots. Like Antonoff is vastly different, but almost too much so, where it's like you said, very confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of like, okay, you can't. So you're gonna go from working on Sugar Bubblegum Pop with Sabrina Carpenter to Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
On his like super badass rap stuff. Like,
yeah, and
come
it's
on.
like, what do you like?
What's
that's
your
why- I
what's
think
your
what-
lane?
Well, yeah, I think that's what like we talked about it in the review.
Springsteen.
Well, no, we talked about it in the review of like maybe his thing is just being a good hang.
Just being a cool guy.
yeah, like the fact that like you can't, there's no like discernible sonic
Yeah.
signature. Maybe it's just like it's fun to make music with this guy
With this
because
guy.
he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's do
Let's
it.
just try it. It's
Yeah.
like, you want to put a bunch of reverb on it? Let's try
Yeah.
it, and I'll show you.
Yeah, because we've all been in the studio with a
Right.
guy who's just like, you want to do what?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's like, it's not going to sound good.
it's
And,
like
no
15
one-
minutes of work.
Yeah.
I have to bend over and set up
It's
a
like
microphone.
15 minutes of work for something that's not you're not even gonna like. Okay,
You're not even gonna be able to hear it in the
And
mix.
We all know that guy.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we all hate that guy.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not going to be able to hear it in the mix, guy.
You're not gonna be able to hear it in the
You're
mix.
never gonna be able to hear that.
I'm going to have that fader pinned to 0, so no.
Yeah. Oh, you don't hear it in there? Yeah. You're just your ears don't. Mm-mm.
Oh, I turned it up.
It's in there. You can't hear it.
He's just like
no,
miming
yeah.
turning it.
Yeah, no, it's up.
That's at 11.
Should be there. Yeah, no.
Yeah, something's up with your speakers, brother.
Antonoff just goes the extra mile.
You
No,
think
yeah.
Rick Rubin is that good of a hang too? Because that guy like professes of like I have no musical skill.
Yeah.
My understanding
I
is
love that
he has like
interview.
like, he's like
Barely.
a shaman.
Yeah.
Like
he's
he
a-
shows up every once in a while. So you'll be recording for
Yeah.
a week. He'll come in at the end of the week and listen to your stuff and be like,
This is schism.
"That sucks."
Yeah.
Don't do that.
He's
More of that
He's a
shit.
guru.
Yeah.
In
How
the
the
traditional
fuck
sense of the word guru.
How the fuck do you get that authority, dude?
But you fucking get a Rain in Blood under your belt.
Yeah.
A License to Ill.
Mhm.
You know.
I actually think a guru in the studio, like a guy like that, I could actually see the giant help that it it would have on producing your record. A guy who's not really turning the buttons, but standing above the guy who's turning the buttons and just going, nah, I don't know.
Yeah, like just having
Yeah.
a guy with really good taste.
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
guy with good taste
That's
who's
his
just going to
thing.
come at it as a consumer almost.
Yes.
Or like as
Yeah.
a fan.
Yeah.
You know?
Because I remember reading an Albini interview, and he talked about the most work that he had ever done on an album, like the most in the weeds that he got about specific
Yeah.
sounds and all kinds of stuff like that, was Bush's razor blade suitcase. You know, so, like,
Hell yeah.
out of all the records
What?
he made,
That's awesome.
the like disappointing follow up to 16 Stone was the one that he like really put in. So I think that if you have these like super technical minded guys
Yeah.
who are like, yeah, but here like how those guitars are sitting, it's unreal, and the song sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like Ruben's like, the song
The
sucks.
song
I don't
sucks.
care
Yeah.
where those frequencies
Get
are.
Yeah.
this part out of here,
Yeah.
change up the vocal melody because it doesn't work, you know. Like a guy who's just going to like hear it as it comes in his ear,
Yeah.
and just be like, he's just a good ear,
Yeah.
you know. Good ear and a good
Antonoff's
hang.
a good hang. Ruben might be a good hang, but is a good ear.
Yeah,
That's
I love
that's the
that
conclusion.
interview with him. Just that.
Yeah, he's like,
Did you have any
I have no
music?
musical skill.
Barely.
Barely.
It's so funny.
After I play a
Most successful producer literally of all time.
yeah,
Barely.
that's the inner monologue. Anytime I get off stage after a show, I'm like, barely any
Yeah.
talent. I barely
Barely.
got anything there.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
What was I gonna say? I can't remember.
I think we said it all.
I think
we said it.
I think we
I've
squeezed
said it
all
all.
the juice we can out
Yeah.
of this no episode. Yeah.
yeah.
I give this episode a 10 out of 10.
I give it a
Yeah,
10
hell
out of
yeah.
10. It
A
was
little
good hang.
mini-sode
It was
for
a
you.
mini-sode. Yeah.
Yeah, Minnesota.
You know, shout out to Father John. We hope you're doing well. And shout out to Kendrick for dropping a great album, GNX. Go check out both of them, Mahashmashana and GNX.
Mahashma, who gives a fuck?
Nah, not gonna work here anymore. I'll tell you that.
Go check out both of those records. They both came out last Friday. One of them is really good. I could say that.
And I'll let you be the
I
judge.
say that wholeheartedly. One of them's great. The other
One of-
one's still under review.
That's right.
And go check out. What else did we say? Jack Antonoff.
Yeah, guys, I got Jack Antonoff, Rick
Yeah.
Rubin,
Yeah.
Steve Albini,
Yeah,
Sabrina Carpenter,
Bush.
Bush.
You're gonna want to check out Razor Blade Suitcase.
because Swallowed is a sick
It's
song.
a good song.
And Sugar Pit.
And Sugar Pit. Yeah, go check out Sugar Pit. Go check out our interview with Sugar Pit that's on our channel. Going to be coming on our channel if this isn't out at the same time.
Or we'll edit this out.
Or we'll edit this out. And also go and check out our other stuff. We just reviewed the new Linkin Park album. We just talked about a whole bunch of new tracks. Okay.
Let's go out.
All right. Yeah,
Let's go
we'll
out
we'll
on
go
that.
out listening to Razorblade Swallowed off of Razorblade Suitcase. Go listen to Razorblade Suitcase. This song in particular. And thanks for watching. I Quit My Band. Hell yeah. This should be our last episode ever.
I think the
Bye-bye.
audience will agree.